On Whirlpool presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout, powered by Dell. We're looking ahead to the big final. Mumbai against Delhi. Sanjay Manjrekar and Tom Moody are all set to join me. All right, gentlemen, our 5-point preview one last time for both of you this season. Enjoy it, cherish it, and give me your best. Our first point, Sanjay, that Mumbai should consider opening with Ishan, Kishan and Quinton de Kock, given Rohit Sharma's form.
Ain't going to happen, especially in the finals. Nobody wants to make significant, important changes. I know Rohit Sharma hasn't set the IPL on fire, but who can rule out a magnificent Rohit Sharma innings in the finals, when it matters? Plus the left-hand, right-hand combination that Mumbai Indians, for them, it's a cricketing gospel. So that's not going to happen.
Tom.
Yeah, look, I don't think it's going to happen either. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the best of Rohit Sharma in the final. We know he's a world-class player and world-class players welcome the big stage. So we'll probably see the best of him in the final. And the other point is Ishan Kishan has shown his adaptability. He's been very effective in the middle order. So, it's not like you're losing a massive amount by making that, gaining, I should say, a massive amount by making that change.
All right. Well, teams are surprising us with opening combinations. Maybe in keeping with that theme, we pick point number 1. Let's go to point number 2. Perhaps it shouldn't be a surprise if Trent Bolt is injured. Would Mumbai just simply get in James Pattinson? They'd be hoping on Bolt's fitness, Tom. Or is that a like-for-like swap for you?
Yeah, look, it makes sense. You've got a fast bowler, new ball bowler. But if they do lose Trent Bolt, that's a significant loss. He's been one of the real finds for Mumbai this year. He's bowled beautifully. He's taken wickets in the power play on a regular basis. So he's going to be a big loss if he's not there. But Pattinson is the obvious swap.
Yeah, I'd like to say like for like, it's the straightforward swap. The like for like would be Mitch McClanahan, Sanjay. Would you at all be tempted in going in that direction, even though he hasn't played a game all season?
Yeah, just because he hasn't played for a long time and Pattinson has played and has given results as well. Unfortunately, they're preferring Nathan Coulter-Nile now more than Pattinson, maybe because of the slow nature of the pitches where Coulter-Nile has all those varieties of slow deliveries. So, but just going by Pattinson's record this season, and because McClanahan hasn't played at all, Pattinson might be the most sensible choice.
All right. Our next statement, Marcus Stoinis should continue opening the batting. Sanjay?
Why wouldn't anyone want him to continue opening the batting, Ronak?
Simple as that. Tom, in the event of Bumrah and Bolt as against Sandeep Sharma and Jason Holder, would you be tempted with Rahane and Dhawan instead of Stoinis?
No, I'd stick with Stoinis. I think they've gained a lot of momentum, confidence with that change, and a couple of the changes they've made, to be fair, Delhi Capitals. So why shift that positive momentum when you've already gained it? And I think Stoinis will welcome the additional pace, as the pace won't bother him as much. So I don't see that being a concern. And obviously Hepmeyer is sitting in that middle order now in form. So there's a lot of things happening at the right time for Delhi Capital.
All right, let's go to our next one. Sanjay, we're saying Delhi should reconsider Praveen Dubey's selection. Your thoughts?
Yes, I think they might just go with Harshal Patel, as was suggested yesterday or the match, the last game that we did by Tom, whether that or maybe Gautam Gambhir in his preview said, because this match is in Dubai. And in Abu Dhabi, there was something more for the spinners. It was a dry, slow pitch. So I think that change is likely to happen, and it will be a good one because Harshal Patel is a good seamer to go to seamer if you want somebody. He doesn't play every game for his franchise, but when he turns up, he's not somebody that you've got to take care or manage, or he's not a sudden liability that you've got to accommodate. So that change is likely to happen, and it will be a good one.
Tom?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. To me, it makes sense. I would have thought he would have played in the game before, but clearly that wasn't the case. But it points all in the direction that it's a more of a sensible decision to take in Harshal Patel, just to provide that variety in the middle of the innings and just give that Delhi Capitals bowling lineup a little bit more depth of quality.
All right. And finally, Tom, we're saying that the teams that win the toss should look to bat first in this final.
Yeah, look, again, without seeing the pitch conditions, I understand that it does make sense. Big games, get runs on the board, all those things are quite powerful. But at the end of the day, it's important to look at the pitch conditions. It's also important to look at the overhead conditions. And what I mean by overhead is whether you feel that it's going to be dew. If it's a still night, there's clearly going to be an impact of dew, so that needs to be taken into consideration. But the first thought would be turning up to the ground with a mind to getting a big score on the board.
Would this be a straightforward decision for Delhi Capitals more than the Mumbai Indians Sunday? They must bat first, no matter what.
Absolutely. And, if the pitch is suggestive of the fact that you've got to bowl first, they'll still want to bat first because they've been such a sort of inconsistent side coming through to the final stages that last win for them is like, something that they'll take everything from that game because the wins before that weren't coming along. So one of the things was actually batting first and putting the runs on the board, and their batting that had let them down many times actually fired. So they look to bat first. The thing with Mumbai Indians is they would also want to bat first because there have been occasions when they batted first, got big scores and, shut the opposition out. The pressure after a long league stage, with the knockout game also gets to certain players. So chasing, which seems to be very easy in the league stage. In the finals, you want to have the runs on the board. So from that standpoint, Mumbai Indians also might be wanting to bat first. They won't be as dejected as you would expect Delhi Capitals to be if they lose the toss and have to chase.
Very well. Thank you very much, Sanjay Manjrekar, Tom Moody. More from you on our live pre-match coverage. That wraps up our 5-point preview on Whirlpool Presents ESPN Cricinfo Teach Me Anytime Out, powered by Dell.